Hello, welcome. This is Birdy. Welcome to a new lesson in Houdini. Today we continue our journey in the art directing ocean in Houdini. Today we will separate the spray particles and make some modification, then render it and make some widget to see and compare the results. So let's get started. So let's now continue and make the spray. First of all, I want to stop the render, go back to the scene view. Let's copy and paste this bubble and let's name it I think, you know what, I think I will duplicate the foam instead, because I will render the spray as a volume. Yes. So Control C, Control V. Let's name this spray. Let's get inside the spray. So now we have the spray as a particle here. We can make some change on the spray. We can add more spray, or we can just render it as it is. We will do the trick to add more spray, okay? But first I think, and there are two ways to do this, okay? By particle replicate or by pop network. Particle replicate, it will only replicate the particles. It will be every particles we have here, it will replicate it to other particle and use the noise to separate it and give it the shape of the particles, okay? The other method is by pop network, okay? So it also will replicate the particle, every particle, to other particle and take its velocity and acceleration and add it to this new particle, okay? And we also can control it, add wind force or add drag force and many other things, so we'll have more control. So first we have to decide it which particle we want to replicate. Of course, we will use the velocity, will replicate the particle that has high velocity or high speed, okay? So let's first Control C, Control V to this blast, add it here also, and also let's make maybe this like 1.1, so we will have this maybe 1.2. so now it make our mission is much easier, okay? Then let's make a point VOP. Let's get inside the point VOP. Let's make a speed by add length node to the velocity. Let's fit range it, fit range. Also let's add ramp to have more control. Then let's add it to the color like this to see it. And of course we will name this, let's say speed. Doesn't really matter to name it. I'm not going to, we only have just one one ramp, so we don't have to name it, but here let's name this speed, and also let's name this speed. This is first. Let's go back. Now let's fit range the yeah, as we can see now we started to focus more on the edge. No, I need the other. Yep, this one, like this one. Maybe something like this. Maybe something like this. Maybe something like this. Maybe something like this. We can use this method, or we just simply can add more. Maybe like 5. Maybe like 6. I think when we do this, we will have the same. It will do have the job for us. Let's make maybe this. Okay. Here, if you want to threshold it. Okay, now let's you know what? Yeah, I think we don't need the this one actually. We just will use the value of the spray itself. Okay. Okay, let's now add pop network. Come on, come on. Okay, now we have the pop network. Let's get inside. First, let's change the scatter onto surface to all points, because we don't have a surface, we have points. Let's hide the guide, we don't need to see the guide. Second, let's go to the burst. Let's make it live only 1 second and plus or minus half second. That means every particle will live between 0.5 to 1.5 second. Okay, meaning half second to 1.5 second. Let's go to attribute. Let's add inherit velocity just to make a little bit difference. Just slice of difference in the variance. Okay, all looks good. And as I said earlier, if we want to add any other controller like wind or anything, we can add it here, like pop wind. All is going to work here. Something like this, maybe 0.1. Maybe let's make this one. Let's make the swirl size 0.5. Maybe something like this. Okay, it's not necessary, but why not? And of course, if you want the particle to move in a specific area or a specific direction, you will use the wind velocity. Okay, and of course we need to add gravity force, because we don't have a gravity force here. This is first. Second, we need the particle to die when it collide with the surface of the ocean. But how can we do something like this and we don't have any collision? Very easy. Let's go back again. I will just simply Ctrl S to save the file, and let's go to the monster. we will add two things. First, we will add grid that have the size of the uh, flip tank. Let's see the flip tank, its size. It's 20 by 20. I didn't extend it, so it's 20 by 20. Okay, so you know what, I need to just make something, make it procedural. Okay, I will just take parameter like this, go back to the objects, and let's go back to the monster. Let's add grid, and in the grid let's copy this parameter, copy parameter, paste parameter reference in the size. Okay, so now we have it like this, and also this one, copy parameter, paste relative reference. I think we should make the flip tank much bigger, but we can do this later. The center, I'll make the center -3. Yeah, something like this. So it's on the surface itself. So now it's 20 by 20. So let's copy this parameter, paste relative reference by, let's say, 2, and also since they both are not I'll copy this one as well, copy parameter, paste relative reference by 2. Maybe I'll make it by 4. By 4 looks much better now. Now we want to add now we want to make the grid has the shape of the ocean. But how can we do something like this? Very easy, same thing that we did in the white water. Let's go to the white water. Let's copy this point swap, this one, let's copy it. Let's go back to the monster, paste it here. Yeah, so now let's check the grid. Now we have the grid. Let's connect it to the point swap, and as we can see, it immediately take the shape of the ocean. If we want to have more detail, we can increase the number of the rows and columns, but we really don't need this. So this looks good. So let's add extrude volume. Hope you are not sleeping yet from me. I know the lesson is a little boring, yeah, but Houdini and all the CG is like this, and I hope my voice doesn't make you feel sleepy, okay? Because I feel sleepy by myself. I always feel sleepy actually, except in the gym. Okay, you can see from my video I go to the gym. I'm a sidefx. Okay, let's continue. Now we have the extrude volume. Let's add we can actually do two things. We can merge. I think merge will be enough. We don't have to make a boolean. I think we don't have to make a boolean. This one goes here, and we need the character as well to add it here. So now we have boss, we have the character, and we have the ocean. Now we need to import this as a collide object in the pop network. So first let's go to the pop network, make sure that we are in the pop network. Perfect. Then let's go to the collision, select deforming. I already selected the shape here, so it will immediately make it for us in the spray. So let's go here, let's get inside. Yeah, now we have the monster. Let's see the monster. Why I cannot see any monster? Maybe I need to go to the first frame. Yeah, here we go, we have it here. Okay, now we can go to the solver, collide behavior, add hit attribute to the particle when it hit the surface that we imported or the volume of the VTB. I want it to die. It just simply die. Okay, when it hit the surface. I don't need any impact data. All looks fine to me. Let's go back. And instead of import everything, I want to import only the pop object. So I will just type it here, pop object. Let's go to frame 20 to see what we have so far. Now we have the pop network as we can see here, and also it will has a force, but to be honest I want to add something here. I want to add pop drag force because I don't want it to move very fast. So I will simply make it 1.4. Let's go back here, and now let's merge both of them here. Pop network number 1 and attribute and on this also. So we will have both of them. Okay, perfect. So let's there is something also. Do we have to change the spray to take the shape of the ocean? And the answer is absolutely not. Why? Because the spray, it's a splash in the water. It doesn't have to be same and the ocean surface in the surface itself. So how could the splash will take the shape of the surface of the ocean? It doesn't have to, right? Because it's a splash, right? So we don't have to take this one. I will simply just take this, add it to this, and now we can render it. Let's name this for the sake of organize out spray. And now we have the spray. Now we have a VDB for the spray. Let's go back. We need to render it now before it's too late. We will use same white water material, or we can simply just copy and paste the new one and add it here, and we name it this one spray and the other one is foam. If we going to make change in the material itself, but we will not, so we will use same material. I hope this makes sense. Okay, so let's go back to the out. Let's choose a foam, Ctrl C, Ctrl V, and let's name it spray. Now let's delete all this. Let's add the spray here. Let's choose the camera 2, and now let's render it to see the difference. But first we have to choose it from here, spray, and now let's render it. Hit render. So this is the render. Let's take a snap. Let's add the ocean extent, but really cannot see the ocean extent here. I don't know. Yeah, okay. So let's add the ocean extent as well. Accept pattern, and let's hit stop. Let's see how it's going to look like. Let's hit render, and let's wait and see. So let's see the result now. Looks really nice. Maybe we can control the B scale, but I will leave this to you. For me, this result is satisfying. Okay, so I will simply stop it and take a snap. And that was the end of this lesson. I hope you enjoyed. If you have any question, please type it in the comment section below, and don't forget to like and subscribe to the channel, and of course share it with your friends. And if you like to donate for us and support us, you will find below the video link on Patreon and Gumroad, and we appreciate your support, if any. Thank you, and see you in the next lesson. Have a good day.